is it now?
Why are you making faces?
Because
Hey, why always me? Why always me?
Why always you? What?
Every time I come to record video, like I'm serious, I'm focused, activated.
Oh, that's how they used to be focused.
Forget the hand.
Me too, I'm focused.
This thing you're doing is focus.
I'm learning from you.
From me?
Yeah.
What are you learning? Tell me 2 things you've learned from me last week.
Right now, actually, I've learned 2 things. How to be.
Hey,
Yeah.
please, I need to apologize to our viewers. Hello, guys.
Viewers, sorry. Apologies.
Please, hi guys. We actually have something serious we want to talk about.
Very serious, yeah.
Today we'll be discussing how to identify a toxic partner.
Hey, that's a very serious discussion.
That's why we're discussing it.
Hey, it's very serious. Wow.
So anyway, in typical YouTube parlance, without much ado, let's jump right in.
That's it.
Hey, Jesus.
What you said.
Why are you spoiling my vibe?
Sorry.
I have a vibe.
Okay, so I will not spoil it again.
Okay.
Let's start.
Hello, viewers.
Hi, everyone.
Hope you've had a lovely week. Today we want to talk about how to identify a toxic partner. So without much ado, let's jump right in. So the first characteristic of a toxic partner is manipulation.
Yeah, definitely.
What does manipulation mean?
I think manipulation means getting someone to do what you want all the time. Getting things to go your way all the time. So
Using underhanded means.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you know book. So if somebody's manipulating you, he can go in any direction. He can use any means to make sure that he gets what he wants.
Yes. So,
at every point in time.
yes,
That is manipulation.
yes. So manipulators are basically outcome focused. They want to make sure that you do a certain thing.
Yeah.
They can beg, they can plead, they can say they're sorry, they can pretend to love you, they can shower you with accolades, but the focus is in getting you to do
what they
a
want.
particular
Yes.
thing. The issue is that a lot of people who are being manipulated don't even know it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole idea,
That's
isn't
the whole
it?
point. Yeah.
I think, and unfortunately, I think manipulation has its roots from the behavior of our arch enemy, Satan. Mm-hmm. It is one of the things he does best. The Bible calls him the cunning serpent.
Yeah.
So if you have a partner or a spouse that is constantly using underhanded means
Or
to
spouse
get you
to
to
be.
do, or spouse to be,
Yeah.
get you to do something, I think you need to rethink your dynamics.
Mm-hmm. The next thing is constant criticism. If someone is always pointing out the things that you're doing wrong at every point in time, I don't think you want to be in a relationship with that person, because you will never truly be yourself. You'll be in a relationship as if you're walking on like broken glass or eggshells. You can't truly relax and be yourself. Yeah. If someone is always telling you, oh, you're doing this wrong, or do it this way, or do it that way, that is pressure every single time. And nobody likes that. Nobody wants to stay in that environment.
Yeah. It's not so much as the fact that someone is trying to correct you to make you better, because actually one of the characteristics of a healthy relationship is a relationship that constantly pushes you to become your better self. However,
there's a difference.
There's a difference. In this particular instance, the criticism is designed and directed towards keeping you subjugated. The toxic partner receives joy and satisfaction from keeping you down.
Yeah. Putting you down
all the time. They feel it's a very weird thing. They feel better in themselves when they put you down.
Yeah. Wow.
And unfortunately, when they put you down and do it over and over, you begin to believe what they say. And when you begin to believe what they say, you start to think that you need to be with them to get better. Meanwhile, there was nothing wrong with you in the first place.
You become attached to them to the hip, because you feel like you can't survive without them anymore, because they are directing you. If they're not there, it's like, what do I do? Like, It's like you can't make decisions anymore. You can't do anything anymore because they've made themselves so valuable to you that you can't breathe without them.
You can't breathe
really.
without yeah.
So that is dangerous.
And you feel like you can't breathe without them, but you also feel like you can't breathe when they're around.
Sorry we're laughing, but it's
terrible.
It's terrible, and it's a very bad place to be. Like,
and honestly, if as we speak, if you find yourself that truly this is where you are, this is how you feel in your relationship, you really need to think about things again. You might need to speak to someone to give you a clearer perspective about how your relationship dynamics are. Okay. One of the other things we want to talk about is excessive jealousy. You know, people who are manipulators or people who are toxic, they don't also want you to be
better than them.
Well, that, but more importantly, when I say jealousy, I'm talking less of envy and more of jealousy, where it is that they don't want to see you share what they think belongs to them with someone else. They don't want to see you laughing with someone else. They don't want to see you having a nice time in their absence.
Oh,
you
yes.
know, when they see you in the company of other people, especially people of the opposite gender, and you seem to be having a good time, they get very angry very quickly.
Yeah.
And it might be something as innocent as you greeting someone in church.
Yeah.
Or someone says hi to you in a shop, or someone just is nice to you outside. You may have to answer questions when you get back into the house. What was that? What kind of smile was that you were giving that man? Is there something between both of you? You know, the word is excessive jealousy.
Excessive jealousy.
They're all up in your phone. They want to see what you're doing
who
online.
Who are you texting? Who are you typing?
They want to know when you leave the house.
Yes.
Every time you leave the house, they want to know where you're going.
How many minutes will you be there? Who did you talk to when you went there?
It's unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's very unhealthy.
It's very bad. In addition to that, there is also lack of respect, because if somebody is in your business, they don't respect your boundaries. Lack of respect for boundaries.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. So if someone is all up in your business, they are in your phone. You're not allowed to have a password. You're not allowed to.
Why?
What are you hiding? Well, we're married. They feel like once you're married, they own you. Let me use that word. They own you. So everything you have is theirs. Everything you're doing in your phone is theirs. You can't have a life outside them. In fact, those kind of people, they even put what's the word now? They put a demarcation between you and your family members, your sisters, your mom, your dad.
Yeah.
They tell you when to call them or when not to call them. That is very dangerous. And you see signs of that even in a relationship. Before you even marry, you start seeing little facial expressions, micro expressions when you're talking to your sister or your brother or your mom. It doesn't magnify until you enter marriage. So it's good to look out for these signs. There are very, very, very subtle signs at the beginning. But it's very good to look out for them to avoid them, because in marriage,
you honestly don't want to end up
becomes hell.
In a committed relationship, in a marriage with such a person.
Yes, definitely.
You will just watch your life go down.
Yeah.
The other thing is there are people who are very good at, putting other people in emotional roller coasters.
Oh God!
They just conduct your emotions like a very bad choir master. Today they just go out of their way, buy you roses, and make you feel like you're on top of the world,
like you're the best woman in the world.
The next minute, you might as well have been a gutter rat.
Yeah.
Because as far as they are concerned and the way they treat you, you will start to ask yourself what you're doing in this person's life.
Yes.
They will make you feel so worthless and so useless.
Yeah.
We're using these harsh words just so that you know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The idea is not to sugarcoat things today.
Yes, we're not.
Yeah. I know we started out laughing and all, lovely jubbly, but this is serious. There are people whose lives unfortunately have ended because of relationships like this.
Yeah.
People who were initially very happy people, very outgoing, very friendly. And they enter a relationship, and the next thing you know, this person becomes a shadow of themselves. This person suddenly goes into their shell and never comes out. They don't keep any friends anymore. If you call them, they're afraid to pick up. And this is not just for people who are in these relationships. This is for people who have friends in such relationships. If you're wondering why your friend no longer calls you ever since they got married, if you're wondering whether your friend no longer goes out and is now more or less depressed, you may be the savior your friend needs.
That's right.
Because if you don't speak up, sometimes people in these relationships, unfortunately, they can't speak up. They can't speak up for themselves.
Because they don't have any space to do that. Like, the partner is all up in their business. They can't do anything. Well, another one is withholding affection. There are anyone that is toxic will not want you to experience them. They don't want you to feel happy around them. They want to tell you that they are boss every time. And the only way to tell you that they are boss is to make you suffer. So they tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and they don't even show you any atom of care or love. If you're suffering, if you're crying, they don't care. They don't, because that's just who they are. So you don't want to be in a relationship with that kind of person. Somebody that, okay, in the beginning, for example, you're dating this person and maybe you went for an exam and you're supposed to, finish that exam and round up. And then a normal human being, is meant to call you and check up on you. How did it go today? Did you do well? If he doesn't call you and then he forgets that you even had an exam, and you now make up excuses in your head, oh, he was busy with work, and deep down inside you that this guy knows that this is a very important exam, that is a sign.
And to be honest,
that is a very big sign.
To be honest, so let's add a disclaimer, isn't it? There are occasions where people genuinely forget birthdays and things. But the point is when it becomes a recurring behavior. When it is clear that this person has no interest in what interests you, and the things that matter to you do not matter to them, that's where you begin to ask yourself questions. And the truth of the matter is that some of the people who exhibit these behaviors, they can't actually help themselves.
They don't even know what they're doing.
Some of them don't know what they're doing. And in fact, there are psychiatric illnesses that lead they're not really psychiatric illnesses, we call them personality disorders. Things like antisocial personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder. These are character traits that have either been formed in a person because of previous life experiences or trauma, or simply how they've been raised. But being in a relationship with such a person does not mean that you have to stay there and fix them. Because while you're trying to fix them, you might break yourself.
Exactly. So it's not if they forget something today, you now say, oh, this person is going to, kill me in marriage, is going to be wicked. No. Sometimes they can be actually genuinely busy. If they forget important things in your life and they do it repeatedly, don't give excuses for them repeatedly. Run for your life. You can't save them. Just pray for them, but stay away. Please, I beg you. We beg you.
We say all that, but I think some other time we'll talk about how to identify gold in a partner, because
that's a very important topic.
Because the truth is that I think there's a lot of focus on the negative.
There's
a lot of focus on the negative, but there are also people who are amazing and who are simply unfortunately underappreciated in the relationships they are in. They have spouses or partners who take their greatest efforts for granted. We'll talk about that on a separate day. For today, we just want to thank you for listening to us.
Thank you.
Joke, play, ramble, and talk about serious stuff. And we really hope that this blesses your life.
Please like, comment, share, and follow all our platforms at The Love Nest. We are on YouTube, we are on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much, and see you in the next one.
Have a lovely week. Bye.
Bye.